I remember when Jordan died. I don't know. I don't know. Show the Jordan edit. That one I could probably watch at some point. Yeah. I really hope Rue doesn't spawn at the house. I really want this to be more of an authentic run-in. Please, God. Uh, uh, uh. Run before anyone spawns. Authentic interactions. Not a weird wake up in the morning and fucking... Oh my God, Dad, I haven't seen you in so long. Now we're waking up in front of the door together. But yeah, no, I think the legitimate layers to the story have been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I think the fact that you guys are as invested in the story and for whatever your own personal gains, reasons, whatever it is very enjoyable. I've had a lot of fun with it. The amount of support has just been fucking crazy between subs and follows and just people tuning in. It's been kind of insane. So thank you to all of you for, again, continuing to be such an enjoyable layer to have to such an enjoyable story. I hope to continue being, I think, the, you know, an outlet for people. So. Hey.
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm checking on you. I'm at the house. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah. Nothing. I'm just taking a minute because I'm thinking about everything. That's all.
Okay. All right. Okay. Where are you at? Because I just listen. I'll you know I don't need to be to say anything or even really be near you. I could just sort of just be watching just to make sure because I just don't want to leave you alone.
I appreciate it. I'm at the bench in Polito, the one that we all hung out at that one day, but I'll come grab you.
No, it's fine. I'll go and I'll meet you there.
Oh, all right, all good.
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Damn, I was right. I rode low. Thank you guys for all the resubs today, by the way. I'm sorry if I missed any during all the high-strung RP. Good news, if you are just tuning in, I did fix my alerts. It took me 2.5 fucking hours. It was the most annoying thing, but... I also lowered the volume too, so noises should be quieter. Thanks for dealing with it for the 2 months that it was being dealt with. Sorry, not sorry for breaking your alerts. I don't know what I did to break them. It was just weird. My God, Anonymous. Thank you for the gifted sub to Fizz. Fizz, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous. Oh, my ear is killing me. Ever get a pimple on your ear? Ugh. That shit hurts. Trying to ignore it. Ever get a pimple in your ear? The one in your ear is egregious. That's uncomfortable. Are your headphones aggravated at a pore there? Yeah, probably. Thank you for the gift of sub, though. I do appreciate it. Where is Ziggy? Oh, shit.
I brought someone.
Hey.
I'm sorry I didn't give you a hug before you shipped.
Oh, come on. Listen. It's okay. You doing okay?
I'm doing better.
Good. Good. I promise I'm okay.
Okay, good.
I don't want you to be worried. I'm good. What happened was a one-off. Hopefully, but if it happens again, it won't be with me. I'm gonna hope. So.
It better not be.
No, I know. I had Ziggy grab your pillow and blanket, and we brought you back to the house. But I won't lie to you, it was not fun. But I appreciate the support from everybody. So.
I'm sorry I couldn't do anything to help.
You did everything that you needed to do, and that was to be there, and you were. And I don't think you should feel bad about that or guilty. I was
Drink it.
I was in the only place with the only people that were able to help me. You know.
And they got to you too late.
What do you mean?
You'd been hurt by the time they found you.
Yeah. And I can assure you, and I promise you, that that was someone's fault. But it was not your fault.
Whose fault?
We'll talk about that later, bro.
Did someone set you up?
Rather inaction from somebody.
Who? What do you mean inaction?
There's a guy. It's a whole thing.
I can tell you the whole story. I don't mind talking about it.
Okay.
If we want to take a seat real quick, up to you.
Okay.
So I the other day was going off duty for my own reasons. It was mainly to go hang with family, go up to Polito, and there was an individual who I'm sure Ziggy will indulge in later. And before you ask, I'm not hiding it from you. I didn't even tell Ziggy this person's name. So
I figured it out.
bingo. I was speaking to a individual who had interest in the PD. And for whatever reason, we kind of overlooked him. So he's been a little on edge about looking for an answer. So I had signed out. I didn't even get a chance to call that I was going off duty. I signed out. Immediately got stopped at the door. And I looked at him and told him that I wasn't part of personnel and training anymore, and there's not much I could do about, an update, but I would reach out to the proper people. And I wasn't a foot out of the doors of MRPD when a group of people who I will not confirm nor deny in green circled me, and I looked at them and knew where that was going. And this guy who I was speaking with told them to shut up and to essentially fuck off. And I knew I had to step in because I was about to watch a murder in front of me, because I saw this going two ways. Either one, this man's getting shot or stabbed and I'm getting taken, or I'm getting shot or stabbed. And hopefully I could talk this guy out of his life so that at least I have a damn witness. So I spoke up and I told him to essentially stop talking. And I looked at them and I said, listen, I said, I need 2 minutes with this person, and then I'm yours. Tried to buy myself time, hopefully see another witness. They said, nope, in the trunk you go. And they started talking about the PD and the PD's problems, lack of communication. Water is wet. It goes under a bridge. And I tried telling them, I said, I am a voice of reason. My job every step of the way has been trying to be a bridge of communication for the PD and others. Because a lot of people don't stick to their word. And we started going down a bumpy road up north. And we went to the overlook peak at the nudist camp. And they popped the trunk. And the conversation continued, and I told them that they would be burning their only reasonable asset to coming to a conclusion. And they told me that the time for conversating, they believe, was past. Which told me that I was about to be made of an example. And while they were talking, I had asked if I could make one more phone call to say goodbye. I genuinely thought that it was over. And I called Etta. And I told her that I loved her. And that I hoped to see her again soon. And I called her for 2 reasons. Number 1, I knew she was around. And we had a rough conversation the last time we spoke. And I didn't want that to be the last thing she remembered me by. And 2, I knew she was around because I had plans on seeing her. And if I was allotted one and only one phone call, I knew that she would answer. And knew she would call the right people. And she heard the distress in my voice. And she asked me on the phone if it was a 1096. For reference, Rue, no one ever in the time I've spent as an LEO has ever used the phrase 1096 unless they were in immediate danger and or concern.
Okay.
And that's all I needed to know from Etta to know that she was able to notify everybody. And then I told her goodbye. And I figured very shortly after I was going to get shot. And instead they loaded me in the back of a vehicle. And the person driving shouted to me that the best version of me was when I was a park ranger. and they opened the trunk shortly after, told me to essentially go meet my maker, which was a mountain lion. And I looked behind me, hoping I'd have a chance to run. And I saw a gun to the back of my head. And the mountain lion obviously felt I was too close within their vicinity, and she didn't hesitate to attack me. And those things are known predators to go for your neck. And it did not let up for about 30 seconds, but it felt like a fucking eternity. And everything went black. I was told after that the police found me yesterday and were able to take care of me. Apparently, I was completely unconscious. Apparently, I had blood loss to the point where I had dropped a pulse at one point. And I asked if the man I was speaking to called the police. And I found out that he did not. And I really do believe that if that guy had just called 911, there was a sliver of a chance that they wouldn't have found me too late. I will say that out of everybody who's been hurt by these people in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I am the only person who did not get shot in the head. And I consider myself very lucky. And I'm sort of looking at life more as I've been given a second chance, rather than the fact that I survived.
It's fair. But that person didn't say anything.
No. I've already spoken with the people I need to. And I have been informed that that person will never hold a badge in his life.
Well, it sounds like they're gonna be 6 foot under pretty soon.
I'm gonna ask that you don't. But if you do, I don't want to know.
Yep. Brooke can't tell you, but I will.
that day as well. Etta had called me after you made that phone call to her. I was in the middle of club stuff that I could not be pulled away from. I had Maple calling me, giving me updates. I had Loki call me, giving me updates. I ended up screaming at both Maple and Loki for lack of information they were giving me. And Loki, when I asked him if you were alive and breathing, he said he didn't know. If I hadn't have been tied up with the stuff I was, I could have done something very fucking stupid, even more stupid than I went ahead and did that fucking day as well.
I'm really glad that you didn't. Oh. Trust me, I would do the same for you. I genuinely would, but I don't need you getting hurt in the process. And Sean and Loki were doing their job exactly how they're trained to. Until they have accurate information, they cannot disclose certain things, especially at the hospital. You guys will always be on my emergency contact list and will be and always will be the first to know. You just have to ask a doctor.
Yeah, I hated the lack of anything I could do in that. It was awful.
Whether or not I remembered it or not, when the doctors and everybody told me all that you did at the hospital, you did everything that you needed to do for me. So thank you. Because I don't want you to feel guilty for not being there sooner.
I don't feel guilty, it just hurts.
I know it does. Trust me, I know. I have a lot of new battles that I'm currently faced with. I have yet to go back to work. I have yet to really give myself time to make decisions on things, but right now I am currently struggling with morphine because it was not on my medical record that I have an addiction to opiates. And they were giving me morphine for 2 days. So it's far from over, but you know, I'm trying.
I'm sorry.
Got nothing to be sorry for, and I promise you that.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You're already doing it, so.
Okay, good.
I don't ever want to put you guys through that again. Unfortunately, it's strangely inevitable on this island, but I will do everything in my power to not be in a circumstance like that again.
It wasn't your fault, though.
It wasn't. It was not. But I care about this family more than anything. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to avoid that situation again.
It sounds like you did what you could to try and defuse it.
I didn't see a chance of survival if they had shot me. And I was so certain that I asked for one last phone call. And when I woke up and found out that I had not been shot, I considered myself lucky, and I'd like to think that I was able to talk myself out of the worst case scenario.
I'm really glad you weren't shot. I'm upset that you were hurt, but I don't blame that on you. It's not your fault.
Yeah. I just feel bad that you guys had to go through respectfully the trauma of it all.
Mm.
And I know there's nothing I could do to fix that, but
It's not,
I don't think you're expected to.
yeah, it's not your responsibility.
I'm gonna ask you don't tell Etta unless you want to snitch. That's up to you. I have been trying to fight urges with the morphine, and smoking's been kind of an outlet. But based on how deep the bite marks were from the penetration of the teeth, it apparently bit pretty fucking deep. And I was told to not smoke.
Mm-hmm. I let him sneak one every now and again, but I'm trying to make sure he doesn't.
I won't say anything.
It's that or the morphine, so I'm picking my poison.
Smoking's better.
Mm.
I don't know. It's good to see you guys, and I haven't even spoken to Hank yet. I haven't even seen him.
He came and saw you in the hospital. He got really upset and stormed out. I spent, I think it was 2 hours looking for him everywhere. He kept dodging my phone calls, sending me concerning texts.
Mm.
It eventually got to the point where he texted me where he was at, and I had a conversation with him. He was pretty upset, but he's just upset that people in the family keep getting hurt.
Mm.
He said it's like flying out for 2 weeks or something like that as well.
Mm.
Clear his mind.
He was on the emergency contact list.
I did what I could to console him.
I appreciate that. I know he's a hard one to control, but he's a good one.
Hank very much, unfortunately, adopted the trait from me of, when in stressful situation, go off on your own and figure it out. Something I do less these days, but, something that that may have rubbed off on to him. So.
Oh, he needs to learn to send less freaky texts and saying, "Don't worry about me. Promise you'll keep this family safe. I'm doing what is best for us." And then ignoring me for what's an
Jesus
hour.
Christ, Hank.
I was freaking the fuck out. I got to the point where I think I ended up being chased by cops because they were just trying to pull me over, but I was freaking the fuck out. So.
Can I ask you a question that might be maybe personal?
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that if you were more free, you would have done something a lot worse than you had already done.
Hmm.
Can I ask what you did?
I don't know how fair it is on you two to tell you, but it's something that I went against something I've been taught for a long time.
Are you safe?
Yeah, I'm safe.
Is it ever gonna catch back up to you?
As long as no one says anything.
And the less I know, the better.
Hmm.
I'd rather you stay safe.
If you need to talk about it, I'll talk to you, kid.
I think it's even more unfair for you to know.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh, that's bad. Oh, that sounds club related. In before she spoke with Norman. I'm not gonna dig. Um, just know that I'm safe and I am okay. And I'm going to do whatever is in my power to continue staying safe. I had a nice conversation with Sky yesterday, who came over to the house just to check in. And she told me to prioritize my family. And that the job was secondary. So,
That's good.
mm, I guess on the bright side, I'm gonna have a cool scar on my neck.
Like I said, once it heals up,
Mm.
could get a sick tattoo over it.
I'm a tattoo artist.
Rue could do it.
Hmm. Well, then I'll hold off from getting any more tattoos. I may have gotten a tattoo last night. And there's no may. It's on my hand.
What's it of?
Um, a mountain lion.
Understandable.
I was thinking about kind of how everything was going. And I had a very strong urge last night to go rummage through anywhere I could in the hospital for morphine. And went for a drive to distract myself. And found myself getting a tattoo. I don't think was the worst outlet, but I'm gonna hope I keep that space limited because there's only so much space in my body.
That's fair, but we just get tattoos and then keep getting them covered up. I mean, yeah, sure, eventually it'll just look like a big blotch, but, you know.
If I get enough, I'll just tell people I'm pulling the Michael Simone route. I'm gonna look fucking sick.
So you're gonna get more?
At some point, yeah, maybe I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, let me know for sure.
Just know that I'm okay. And I will give you that promise.
Better stay that way. Not as a better towards you, but a better for anyone who tries to harm you again.
Yeah.
Rue, I've just had an idea.
Hmm.
Since all this is happening, would you be against roping Flop into the agreement that we made with each other?
Not against it all.
Okay. Well,
Family of addicts.
for context, Flop, me and Rue, a while back, I know I've told you about this, but I'm going to say it again so you remember. We
Flop, if you
agreed
fuck up, you have to
that
do coke.
if either of us ended up, doing some
And Ziggy
stupid
has to do
shit, i.e.,
morphine.
or getting drunk, me doing coke, that the other would hold the other responsible, and figure out a punishment for it in some way. An example is, one day I made Rue dress up in all pink and pay some money every time she's 4. Just something like that to sort of keep us away from doing that sort of shit. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah. No, yeah. It's a hard time to answer that question with full confidence, but without a shred of doubt, yes. I have any interest to stay on the straight and narrow.
Mm. Okay. All right. In which case, you go digging around, you find any. Obviously, we'll take care of you, but me and Rue get to pick a punishment.
I see where this is going.
What do you mean?
I know what my punishment's gonna be. All right, Flop. Turn in the badge and gun. You're punished.
No, that's
No.
It'd be funny.
Well,
Shut
hey,
the fuck up.
but we wouldn't make you do that. That's your decision. Would be funny though.
Nah, it's okay. I'm waiting for what the police department's gonna say about my tattoo, if they even care.
Wait, what? They have issues with tattoos?
They have an issue with exposed tattoos.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit.
Listen, as far as anyone's concerned, I'm looking at this as a second chance in life. And if someone pulls me in a room and tells me to cover it up, their options are that they are allotting me a pair of gloves, or they can fire me right there, and they'll have to tell everybody that they've got rid of me because I failed to cover up a tattoo. As far as I'm concerned, this tattoo is very definitive of my life and is a chapter in my life that I'm thankful to live past. And if they can't accept the symbolic reasoning, then they can go fuck themselves.
I'll personally beat him up.
Yeah.
That's beyond ridiculous, though.
Well, at one point, you didn't hear this from me, and don't go around repeating it, but at one point, Rue, your hair color would have gotten you in trouble. Imagine that.
Really?
At one point, many months ago, it was not non-natural or unnatural hair color, I believe is the way that it was worded.
It's crazy. Those are the things they're focusing on rather than making a decent police department.
This is a very long time ago.
My statement stands.
This was brought up before we had a police department.
My statement stands.
How do you put up with those bullshit rules?
I'm not allowed to wear a beret on duty. And I tell people all the time.
What?
I tell people all the time, sue me. Tap me. Fire me. The beret stays on during patrol.
That's actually how I became a ranger.
Oh, okay.
No, I was gonna say that's actually how I became a ranger. I was interested in the work anyway. Two, I was tired of wearing the same uniform as everybody else, so I was wearing a little different one. I started calling myself a park ranger, and wow, did that manifest into something entirely different. So sometimes you just gotta go your own way.
Yeah. I may have to call a group that shall be unnamed that definitely doesn't resemble a snake. Definitely not Miguel Almirian, and ask for his signature of resume stating that the best version of myself was a park ranger. And then propose it to the council and reborn the rangers.
Have you thought about how you're going back to work yet, or not yet?
This isn't something that I was gonna keep from anybody, but it's also not something that I'm gonna talk about myself. If someone asks, I'll tell them. But I'm scared to go back to work. And not to do the job, I'm scared that if I was ever in a situation where I had one of them, let's say, pulled over, or I had to process them, or I had to do something that involved them or trying to lead a scene for the safety of my colleagues, my rank reflects that, and I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to make a decision that was not emotionally driven. And I think between that, my recovery, and the morphine urges, I'd like to go back to work soon, but
Please don't push yourself.
yeah, no, I'm not. I've spent a very large portion of my time doing what I need, and that's making my family a priority. And I want to continue to do that. I don't do the job to please anybody. I do it for me. And if I'm not ready, then I will wait.
That's good then. I was telling Z this had been the car over here. Last night I'd seen the text I'd gotten. I tried calling everyone. I ended up calling, Richard. Half in tears.
He did tell me that you guys briefly had a nice conversation.
Well, he wanted to take me to church. And I got excited thinking he was in an MC. He made me confess my sins to a priest.
Oh. I mean, it's a gang.
Yeah.
Very, very different gang.
Well, the priest said, "Can you promise to not do these things again?" I told him, "Yeah, no," and he forgave my sins.
Congratulations, Rue. You've been blooded into Christianity.
No. Well, that's the thing. You don't get it. Yeah, no
I
is
thought we were
just
going to
no in
church.
Australian.
Oh, God.
I didn't realize until we actually rocked up that it was, in fact, not a church you'd think of with MCs. I was in my car and everything.
What was the guy's name?
I don't know. And then I think Richard had a meltdown after hearing it all.
What?
That sounds on par.
Oh, my God.
But I think he's okay because he got me ice cream afterwards.
Richard did?
I got given a bunch of pain meds, yeah.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
2 bits of ice cream out the front of your door. Might have been melted though. Sorry.
My door?
Yeah, for you and Ziggy.
Is that what that was?
That was melted?
No, no. It was
Oh.
perfectly fine.
It was a little melted.
It was so melted. It was all over the fucking floor, Rue. It was the sentiment that was sweet, though.